What's up, everybody? It's just me again. Zach is out because he got in some more trouble.
Oh, shit, Kim, baby. Big Top Podcast. Let's go. Come on.
Close the door.
Here we go.
We're back. And we're better
6-0, baby. You don't see it in the NFL. You don't see it in real life, not even anywhere else. But you're seeing it right here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing? Episode 8. Dixon, how are we feeling?
We're doing great.
Oh,
And
man, I'm so
look
pumped.
at that. We got 4 people.
Oh,
tonight.
Lord.
We love this. We love it.
Oh.
Thank you, everybody, for coming in and watching it. We're back on this beautiful Wednesday night just for everybody watching here. So do you want to talk about anything before we get right into it?
I mean, let's talk about it. Trades are coming. The NFL deadline for trades is October 29th. First trade we saw, what was it, yesterday morning? We saw
Sanu
for a second rounder to the Patriots. And then Emmanuel Sanders to the Niners, baby. We absolutely ripped the Broncos off. Oh, my goodness. It was unbelievable. Niners got their wide receiver 1. It's what we've been looking for lately. It was our last piece for a Super Bowl run. We are ready. Oh, man.
I mean, imagine being both of those guys. You wake up in the morning, you're on a crappy team, and then you get traded to literally the 2 best teams, the undefeated teams in the NFL right now. That's pretty great if you're talking.
It's a good life.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
It definitely is. So we're gonna get right into it. Week 7, we tied again in our picks. I dislike that we keep doing that, but it is what it is, right? So we're going Thursday night. Chiefs, Broncos. Pat Mahomes gets hurt. You picked the Broncos last minute. I picked the Chiefs, but it was not a good game. The Broncos suck.
The Broncos won 2 in a row. I was really feeling like, that there was talk they were going to sell Sanders, they were going to sell Harris. I was really feeling like, Elway's refuting all of these statements, saying that, no, we're going for a run. We feel good now. Then they just have a pathetic loss. I get it's the Chiefs, but still, come on. What was it, a 25-point game, something like that? Unbelievable.
But Pat Mahomes is out after the first quarter. I mean, Matt Moore led them to that victory. It's just ridiculous. The Broncos suck. They're waiting for my boy Drew Lock to be back. Can't wait for that to happen. They better give him those reps. But, moving on to the next game, it was the Rams versus the Falcons on Sunday morning. The Rams played well. I'm very happy to see it. It is what it is. They lost those 3 games in a row, but Jalen Ramsey played well. He forced a fumble. He locked down Julio Jones. But the offense actually did something. It was exciting, and I'm very happy to see it. I don't know if you watched any of it, but what are your thoughts on this one?
You know what? It's about time that we saw the Rams play an actual decent football game, and we knew we had it in them. Okay,
Yeah.
I did. I knew it was in them, but great job. Who was it against? Nothing but the Falcons, the 1-win team. We just got rid of.
They suck. The Rams should have won that game. They should have won it big like they did.
Hopefully, it's a confidence booster. They needed to before this bye. They got the Bengals now, and then they actually have some hard teams coming up after the bye. But yeah, sure, you can ride the little wave the Rams off coming into the bye week. Where are they going to be 5-3?
Yeah, they will be 5-3 before the bye week.
Good job, Six.
Anyways. Next game, Dolphins-Bills. The Dolphins almost won their first football game of the year. But guess what? They did not. They lost to the Bills. They tested them a little bit. Going into the fourth quarter, Miami was down 14-17. They came back. They kicked their onside kick, but then the Bills took the onside kick back to the house, and the Bills just took control from there. The Bills look good, man. The Bills have lost 1 game. 1 game.
This was too close of a game for me. Okay,
it's the Dolphins.
They've got a tougher matchup coming this week when the Bills play the who?
Eagles.
The Eagles.
Fly, Eagles, fly, baby.
So I was expecting this to be a fair blowout here, quite frankly. But we didn't see that, quite frankly. I'd love to see some more from the Bills' offense. Really, Josh Allen. Fantasy play this week. I got Lamar going into his bye week, so Josh Allen's definitely going to be a good fantasy play for me.
Yeah, I also traded for Josh Allen because my boy Pat Money got hurt. So it's all good. Josh Allen, 202 yards, 2 touchdowns. Fitzmagic almost did it, but it ran out, man. It ran out. But moving on to the next game, we got the Jaguars and the Bengals. The Bengals were leading for a long time. My Auntie Darcy was watching the game with her. She was happy. We're at Buffalo.
Oh, Lord.
We're at Buffalo Wild Wings watching the game. She was loving it. And then Minshew mania started to take over. My cousin Peyton was like, "Oh, we're good," jokingly. And a couple minutes later, she's like, "We suck. The Bengals suck." I don't really know if we have to touch on it too much. Besides that, Tyler Boyd kept dropping the ball. Andy Dalton threw 3 interceptions again. But, I mean, Minshew, 250 yards again. Fournette, 131 yards on the ground. The Jaguars are piecing it together, man.
And real quick, just a little fun fact we got going on in the podcast since episode 1. Okay, Colin's pick to go 0-16 to Miami Dolphins. My pick to go 0-16 to Cincinnati Bengals. Both 0-4 currently. Play each other in week 17 of the National Football 16.
16. Either way.
Pardon me, but
either way, it'll be exciting.
Oh, man, if those teams are both 0-4, we got to make a bet on that. Okay?
Yeah, we're going to have to go.
We're making a big bet. By the way, you owe me $15 from those.
I understand. It's coming.
Hey, pull up the wand, okay?
It's coming.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
Oh, man, I'm sorry.
It's
sorry.
coming.
I didn't mean to.
Don't worry about it. Okay, next game, Vikings-Lions. Kirk Cousins, man, I keep talking about how bad he is, but he's been amazing. He has been great since Adam Thielen called him out. I don't know what just happened there, but anyways, this game went back and forth. Marvin Jones, have a day, sir. Have a day, but you know what? Dalvin Cook is too good. Kirk Cousins is too good. We got the Vikings winning 42-30. What do you think about this game? Is Kirk Cousins for real?
You know what? His receivers call him out. He finally starts to play in a decent manner. He's out Thielen this week, but I'm still expecting the Vikings to have a solid year, make a good playoff run. As long as Kirky can stay tight, they'll be good.
Yeah, no doubt. The Lions continue to just play close games and lose. You're talking about the Chiefs. They played close and then they lost. The Packers, they played close and then they lost. And then the Vikings, they played close and then they lost. Oh, my God. Like, how much longer is it going to go for these Lions? Anyways, that game doesn't matter too much, but this game was a fun one to watch. Texans-Colts, man. They went back and forth, back and forth. Texans almost came back. But the Colts and Jacoby Brissett, the AFC, player of the week for the offense, 326 yards, 4 touchdowns. I mean, are the Colts legit? They lose to the Raiders, and then they come out and beat this Texans team. I don't know what to think of these Colts, but they're pulling out games like this.
The National Football League is so weird right now. We're seeing the Colts go and beat the Chiefs. Oh, my God. 10 watchers. The Fifth Down Podcast. Okay. Sorry. All right. The Colts go out and beat the Chiefs, lose to the Raiders, and now they just beat the Texans. Things just aren't adding up. We're not in math class, so they don't have to. Okay, yeah. Thank God. But, it just goes to show you that in the National Football League, anything can happen on any given day.
And we
love to see it, just like we're going to see the Niners just continue to not lose games. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Jimmy G, baby.
Okay, whatever. We'll get to the Niners in just a second. But the game before that, the Giants and the Cardinals, the battle between the rookie QBs, man. Daniel Jones versus Kyler Murray. You had the Giants, I had the Cardinals. This game was a close one, man. Saquon in his return only had 72 yards and touchdown. But listen to this. Chase Edmonds. Who the hell is this guy? Chase Edmonds, 126 yards, 3 touchdowns for the Cardinals. I mean, I don't even know what to think about this. But, I mean, the Cardinals are pulling it off. They're 3-1 right now. I don't really know what to think of this Cardinals team. But, wow, that's all I have to say is wow.
Yeah, David Johnson, 1 carry for 2 yards. Very weird injury. We're not hearing much coming from the Cardinals brass. But, hey, you ride who's hot. And Chase Edmonds, 27 carries, like you say, for 126 yards. Very impressive. 3 touchdowns. The hottest guy to waiver wire right now. But Kyler Murray, okay, it continues to win games, It doesn't matter how you do it. If you're winning games, that's all that matters. The NFC West does not have one National Football team under 500. Very, very impressive.
Zach, did you do your math?
No, I never do my math.
This is more important.
Football
is more important. Anyways, we'll get into your Niners. Your Niners went into the Redskins. It was a rainy game. The line was 9.5 or 10 for some people, and they did not cover. It was 9-0. But anyways, a win is a win in the National Football League. It was fun to watch. Give me your thoughts. I know you care more about this game than I do.
Well, I mean, it was the Mud Bowl. As Sherm said, it was the Mud Bowl, 9-0. Okay, I don't care. Okay, I know it wasn't our best game, but come on. Okay, I would expect more from my Niners still. Very, very extreme conditions in the weather. I mean, throwing the ball has to be unbelievably hard. Even my boy Jimmy G couldn't throw the ball. So if Jimmy G can't do it, nobody else can. Okay, give them a break. They still got their 3 field goals. Ultimately won the game and shut out the Redskins. Extremely impressive for my Niners defense, though.
Yeah, your Niners defense continues to play well, play great.
Best in the league?
No, it's not. If you look at the facts, the Patriots have given up less points.
That's in the NFC.
Yes, best in the NFC.
I'll take it. Thanks, 60. Appreciate it.
I'll give you that.
Okay.
I'll give you that. Okay, but anyways, moving on to the next game, Chargers and Titans. The Chargers suck. They went all the way down to the goal line, and they fumbled on the goal line. I just don't know what to think of it. The Titans should not be winning games like this. Melvin Gordon takes them all the way down the field, and 23-20. The Chargers are 2-5, man. Phillip Rivers is taking a team to 2-5. It's just unbelievable.
The Chargers were probably the biggest surprise in terms of just not playing well at all this season. I mean, they had such great playoff hopes. They had a solid secondary. They got Bosa and Melvin Ingram manning down that defensive line. Reminds me of Nick Bosa over there in the Niners, 4 sacks rookie of the year, baby. But also an offense that's electric. Okay, I get Gordon wasn't there, but for the first few games,
Keenan Allen.
Eckler was producing. Keenan Allen is at least a top 10 receiver in the league. Mike Williams, up and comer. Phillip Rivers, supposedly a great quarterback, even though I'm not a fan of the old slinger. Okay, but I mean,
at the end of the day, Ryan Tannehill outplayed Phillip Rivers. 312 yards for 2 touchdowns. I mean, Ryan Tannehill, this guy is mediocre at best. I just don't know how to describe it. But anyways, we don't got to touch on that game for much longer. We'll go into the Saints-Bears game. This is a game that we differed on. I thought the Bears were going to pull it out. I thought the Saints were going to face a real defense and not play so well. But Teddy Bridgewater continues to play good. He hasn't lost a game as a starter for the Saints yet. 281 yards, 2 touchdowns. No Kamara. Latavius Murray's got it on lock. 119 yards, 2 touchdowns. Michael Thomas, 131 yards in the air. I mean, I don't really know what else to say besides that the Saints are for real. And I know we're riding on the Niners being the best team in the NFC, or at least that's what you think. I don't really know what I think right now, but the Saints are competing.
Dixon, stop. On the last episode, I rewatched the episode, and you were telling me the Bears were going to win this game.
I know. I thought the Bears were going to win this game.
Like, Colin, come on. Nobody trusts this guy's picks because he's never right. But first of all, I'm up in picks week by week consistently. He's never beat me 1 week. Never. So just listen to me if you're betting, okay? Or if you just play with your friends. Don't listen to this guy. You can't go back refuting your statements every single week. Okay?
I'm not refuting it.
I'm saying podcast me instead.
I said the Bears. I thought the Bears were going to win. Anyways, the Saints look good. The Saints look good. Yes, I make cones for a living, guys. Don't be fooled. But that's okay because I make the best cones in the world. Anyways, we'll move on to the next games. Ravens-Seahawks. This one was a little bit of shock to many. But also, Lamar Jackson, have a day. Have a day. This man ran for it. He passed for it. I mean, this game was raining too. It wasn't quite the mud bowl that we saw in Washington. Lamar Jackson, 143 yards in the air, 116 on the ground, and a touchdown. They went for it on that 4th down. And, I mean, the Seahawks, we thought Russell Wilson MVP guy. But you know what? They just weren't able to do it. The defense for the Ravens stood up and shut them down. We both had the Seahawks. Neither of us saw this coming. What do you think about this one?
This is 2 very equivalent teams, both 5-2 records now. The Seahawks were going in hot. Only 1 loss so far that season. And we saw the Ravens had some weaknesses, but clearly they were able to come into Seattle and iron them out. They proved that they're a real playoff contender. As well, that they're most likely going to win a division.
Yeah, they are.
The Browns, Steelers, and Bengals just all performing at a subpar level. We're just not really seeing it.
Yeah, we are not at all. But, no
doubt.
The Seahawks, I just don't know. No one in the NFC the NFC West particularly looks great besides your Niners right now. And I'm going to fully admit that. And it's hard for me as a Rams fan to admit that, but we're going to admit it. Anyways, we're going to move into a division that I just don't know who the hell is going to win this game. This game was a difference maker, but the Eagles went in and played the Cowboys. The Cowboys controlled the whole game, 37-10 final. Dak Prescott, 239 yards, with a touchdown and an interception. But, I mean, Ezekiel Elliott, 111 yards. And this is something that I want to talk about. We thought Amari Cooper was not going to play. He played, and he had 106 yards in the air on 5 receptions. I mean, are the Cowboys for real? Do we really know? I don't.
One week they're losing to the Jets by 25, and 1 week they're beating the Eagles, who are 2 years out of a Super Bowl now, by 27 points. Things just don't add up around
They don't. The NFL doesn't add up. I don't get it.
The only thing that adds up is the Niners not losing games because it just makes sense, okay? But, I mean, my goodness, props to Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
What seemed to be, a week-to-week injury ends up playing and produces 100 yards on my fantasy team. Thank God he saved me. Continues to succeed within the Cowboys offense. So I'm just extreme route running ability over there in Dallas.
He's unbelievable.
I know. And they've got a good group there with Gallup and Cobb, too.
Yeah.
Also got their oldie Witten. And as long as he keeps running the ball, that offense shouldn't have any problems.
It comes down to Dak and what he can do. If he doesn't throw interceptions and force the ball, they're going to be fine on offense.
Yep. I mean, the first 2 weeks, we were like, Dak is back, right? But,
Dak earns that money. But, I don't know.
Yeah, contract year, he's going to need it.
But, anyways, that was the Sunday night game. We got the Monday night game. The Patriots went in and played the Jets. The guy, Sam Darnold, was seeing ghosts. He literally said he was seeing ghosts out there. 33-0 final. The Patriots made a statement. They didn't make a statement. The Jets just suck. That was the statement that was made.
My God.
Sam Darnold, 4 interceptions, 2 of them in the red zone. Le'Veon Bell only 70 yards. I mean, what are you doing, Jets?
I mean, seeing ghosts is like saying that there's 3 guys that do this podcast. I mean, I don't see anybody right there.
You don't?
Is there a problem with that? I mean, unless Sam Darnold's got mono again. My God.
Yeah.
I mean, the Jets are beating the Cowboys 1 week. Like I just said, well, I think it was 31-6.
Yeah.
And now they just got – well, we expected a loss from this game, but that was just horrendous.
Yeah, I just don't know what to say. I mean, Patriots haven't played the best schedule, but, I mean, they're blowing teams out like that, and I don't know.
I gotta say, I know the Niners are going to the Super Bowl. It's just once we play the Patriots, it kind of scares me. Just saying.
All right. It's only week 8, so we don't even make the Super Bowl picks quite yet. But we're moving into the week 8 with the Thursday night football game, Redskins-Vikings. This game, Vikings are 16-point favorite. We both got the Vikings. What are your thoughts on this game? Do you think the Redskins can even make this one close?
Not even close. They should can the Redskins more than my Niners just did, quite frankly, simply because of the weather conditions. They're playing in a dome. They should be able to take the top off that defense.
Yeah, no doubt for that one. We have a question about the Niners game. We'll get to that when we talk about the Niners. That game is coming up soon when we talk about
I know we got all these Niners fans in here. They want to know my takes. I'll give it to you. Don't worry.
We'll get to them. Don't worry. Zach's got it all for it. All right, we're getting to the next game, the London game. The Bengals and the Rams. Fun fact about this for you guys who are watching. I almost bought plane tickets to fly to London to watch this game with our fellow coworker, Peyton. But you know what? She had a test on Friday. I have a speech on Monday. It wasn't going to work out.
Yeah.
But you know what? We don't need to fly to London to know that the Rams are going to blow out the Bengals.
Probably because he didn't want to see his Rams go lose again. I mean, you go, how much money you pay? Put out a forkload to go watch the Rams lose in the Super Bowl. I put out another forkload to go watch them lose to the Bengals.
They're not going to lose to the Bengals, and you know that. You literally said the Rams are going to
It just might happen. It just might happen. This is not a lock. Not a lock at all.
It's a lock.
All right. What's the point spread?
13.5.
Oh.
And they'll cover
I'm taking
that.
the Bengals with the spread.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. That's
we don't pick spreads, but I mean, I'm taking the Bengals with the spread.
Interesting.
Not really.
Anyways, moving on to the next game. The Seahawks go in and play the Falcons. I want to talk to you about something. The Falcons have won 1 game. There's a guy named Julio Jones who's their best player on that team. And you know what? He doesn't say much, but he stood up and he said, we got to stand by the guy, Dan Quinn. He's a great coach. He's not a great coach. I don't know what you're saying, Julio Jones, but he literally led you guys to the Super Bowl, and then now he's led you guys to 1-5. It's just ridiculous.
And get this, Kyle Shanahan, the 49ers current coach, led the Falcons to the Super Bowl. Exactly. I still think Dan Quinn is a solid coach. He deserves that spot. I believe that defense is not playing hard.
They
and that last game was unacceptable from the offense. How many points they scored against the Rams? 10.
And 7 of them were when the Rams put in their backups.
And in Atlanta. Come on. unacceptable.
Yeah, it's you know what it is what it is for the Falcons. If you're an Atlanta sports fan, I'm sorry for you. You got the Falcons letting you down. You got the Braves letting you down. You got the Georgia Bulldogs letting you down. I'm just sorry for any of you guys who like them. I don't know if any of you do, but sorry for anybody in the world that does. But we'll move on to the next game, right? Eagles, Bills. This one's intriguing. I think this was going to be a good one. You got Josh Allen coming in here facing a team that we think is good, but it's like we touched on earlier. We have no idea what is going on with this Eagles team. Are they good? Are they bad? It's kind of like the Cowboys. What do you think about this one?
Yeah, the Eagles have been up and down really all around. They're 3-4. Cowboys are 4-3. So easily have a shot at the division.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be one of the top games of the week, quite frankly. We saw the Bills not play their best ball against the Dolphins, but we know what they're capable of. We know what their defense is capable of. They're getting their boy Singletary back.
Yeah.
Okay. Can Josh Allen get that passing game going?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Okay. We trust their defense, like I said. As long as the Bills can put up, I'd say over 3 touchdowns, at least 3 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to win this game.
Yeah, definitely. Rocket arm, Josh Allen, man. He's good. You said he's starting for you this week. He's starting for me this week. We're hoping for a big week out of our boy Josh Allen and the Bills. So next game, Chargers and Bears. We touched on how bad the Chargers have been. We touched on how bad the Bears looked against the Saints. I mean, this game honestly could be really close, but we both got the Bears. Tell me why you got the Bears.
Well, the Bears' defense, I've expected a bit more from them, quite frankly. I expect them to be the best defense in the NFC. Clearly, the Niners have taken that spot. But also, I've expected more from the Chargers. So these are both teams that I'm expecting more from. It's in Chicago, so that's why I'm going to take the Bears. I believe they're getting their boy Trubisky back, yeah?
Yeah, so, I mean, they had him back last game, but he was awful last game.
Hopefully they get the real Trubisky back, though, which is average at best. But, I mean, that was not any form of Trubisky we've seen, quite frankly,
not
since
at all.
last game.
But they've strayed away from that running game. That's something that they've liked to live by, but they've strayed away from it. Matt Nagy said that he wants to get back to it. He's like, I know I'm not an idiot. We got to run the ball. Well, it sounds like you're an idiot because you weren't running the ball. Anyways, David Montgomery should be getting some more runs and things like that. But
there's too many damn weapons on offense to not be succeeding. Unacceptable.
It is. It's very unacceptable. Moving on to the next game. We got a weapon in Danny Dimes at the quarterback for the Giants. He's got his weapon, Saquon Barkley. And got going into the Lions. The Lions, like we touched on, the last 3 games, close, but then they lost. Do you think they pull this one out?
I think there's a good chance they will. The Lions remind me of the Niners a few years ago when they were just losing all these close games. It was unbelievable how close the scores were, but they were still a solid team.
Yeah.
I think, and then the Lions are just like this. They're gonna have Ty Johnson now, along with J.D. McKissick. So that'll be interesting to see how their run game goes with Kerryon Johnson into the IR. Now we'll come back to Week 17. Make sure you get him out of your fantasy lineups. Drop him. Look to replace one of those 2 guys. The passing game, Golladay is either on or he's off. I've got him on 2 of my fantasy teams. Either love him or you don't, I feel like. And this is a prime matchup against the Giants. We just have a horrendous defense. My goodness. Allowed an abundance of points to the Cardinals last week.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting the Lions to pull this out.
Yeah, and I think the big thing for the Lions with Golladay, Marvin Jones had a huge week last week, and I think the Giants are going to try to lock him up, which will open it up for Golladay or open it up for other guys in the offense right there. I agree with you. I think the Lions come in and beat the Giants. I feel like the Giants might be able to score some points, but their defense won't be able to hold the Lions in that offense that they have.
No doubt. Yeah. But before we move on to the next game, Saquon Barkley. All right, I'm calling you out right now. I get it. You had the old high ankle sprain. Okay, I get it. But I need you to be running the ball if this team is going to have any chance of success in this game. I need you to come back to Saquon's form. I know you can, buddy. Here we go.
Okay, wait. I have a PSA for you too, Saquon Barkley. I drafted you first overall in my draft for fantasy, and you got hurt. You failed me. My first loss was because you got hurt. Now go out and do better for me, all right? Zach, come back in.
All right.
We need you to be better, Saquon.
Well, let's go. Saquon, say gone, huh?
Yeah, come on, baby. All right, next game, Buccaneers-Titans. This one's going to be interesting, all right? Tannehill's getting the start again for the Titans. I got the Bucs. You got the Titans. Tell me why you got the Titans in this one.
the Titans, they happen to have a better passing game without Mariota. Tannehill proved that he's a capable starter. Davis had a nice big game. Davis and A.J. Brown proven to be fantasy plays if Tannehill's at quarterback.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting them to have good games against another very subpar secondary in the Buccaneers. And also just Jameis Winston turned over the ball 6 times in one game. We never know what type of Jameis we're going to see.
Yeah.
Bad Jameis, average Jameis.
Famous James.
Oh, Lord. Terry? I think it could be a close game, but I'm expecting Titans to pull this out.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's going to be a close game, but I got the Buccaneers in this one. They're coming off that bye. As you touched on, you don't know what Jameis Winston you're going to get. I think this game, you got a team that he thinks he can go out there and beat. And I think he is going to go out there and beat these guys. But this game, I don't think it's going to be a game that Red Zone will be showing too much. There won't be too many points scored or fun things to watch in this one. So we won't touch on it too much more. We got a game in the Broncos and the Colts. Peyton Manning's both his old teams going at it. The Broncos continue to suck. Joe Flacco continues to suck. But you know what? They're playing the Colts, and the Colts look legit. We're going Colts.
Yeah, we're going Colts, and Colts really showed us that they can beat solid teams, and the Broncos also showed us that they are giving up on this season as well, simply because, you trade Sanders, you trade your best receiver. What are you doing? You trade for my Niners. I'm okay with it. No questions asked, huh?
Yeah, but if you're looking for fantasy plays, Cortland Sutton will be a big guy now that Sanders is gone. He's the only guy that they're going to throw the ball to on the Broncos.
Flacco still sucks, though.
Yeah,
I'm looking more at Emmanuel Sanders, okay? He's a guy that if you can, buy him right now, okay, before he starts just absolutely producing immense fantasy points for my San Francisco 49ers.
Okay, before we get on to the next game, no, I did not say the F word. I do not cuss on this podcast. We do not cuss on this podcast. We're clean here, okay?
Right.
Okay? Anyways, we got the whoa.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, next game, Cardinals Saints. You said this one could be a close one. You said the Cardinals might be able to pull this one out. Give me your thoughts on that. I know you have the Saints, but why will the Cardinals possibly pull this one out?
Well, we were talking about the phone on this game. On the phone about this game. I had this weird feeling that the Cardinals maybe have finally found themselves on both sides of the ball.
Possibly.
They've got some leaders on both sides of the ball. Terrell Suggs on defense and Larry Fitzgerald on the offense. Two guys that know how to do this game. Okay, they both won Super Bowls. Yeah. Both just proven to be great locker room guys in the NFL. And believe that if they can really lead this team on both sides of the ball, that they'll be able to possibly win this game. I'm going to take the Saints just for precautionary reasons.
Yeah.
But I would love it if the Cardinals could win this game.
Yeah.
And really just put the Saints more down their totem pole.
Yeah, definitely.
I want that week 18 bye.
Yeah.
Playoff round bye.
I understand that one. No doubt. I think the Saints pull this one out. We touched on it. Teddy Bridgewater's undefeated as the starter so far this year. He's looked okay in some games, but he's looked great in other games. And I think this is going to be another game where he can go out there and look great for the Saints. Moving on to the next one. The Jets. Ghosts. Sam Darnold will be seeing ghosts again this week against the Jags defense. The Jags defense with Calais Campbell, they're going to put pressure on him. Leonard Fournette's look great on the ground. Gardner Minshew's look great in the air. The Jags are going to come out, and I feel like they're going to obliterate the Jets this week.
There's no reason why they shouldn't. We should see a good dose of Minshew mania again, and Fournette.
We love
both have great matchups. It's in Jacksonville, Duval, huh?
Yeah.
Hopefully Minshew gets back on track. Not a good game last week. I'm expecting him to get back on track where he left off.
Offensive Rookie of the Year?
Possibly.
Maybe, man.
Possibly.
Maybe.
All right. Deebo Samuel, if he can come back off injury.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Just maybe.
Quite yet, but we're getting into your game. You can take this if you want it. Panthers versus the 49ers. Who do you got?
Is it even a question? Jimmy G, baby.
Speak louder. Speak louder.
Good.
They can't hear you.
As long as he is playing good. That defense is going to carry us. Okay. Once that offense starts getting connected with Emmanuel Sanders, we got the 1-2 punch with Matt Breida. Come on, Tevin Coleman. Once we get Juszczyk back and our two tackles, Staley, McGlinchey, we're going to be unstoppable. But I expect us to win this game. I think it could be a close one, but I definitely expect us to pull this one out in Levi, hoping to get to that game.
Yeah.
What do you think, Dixon?
You think you might actually go?
Oh, it might actually go.
Yeah, that'll be a fun one to watch. I'm intrigued with this game. I got the Panthers partially is my Rams bias. I want the Niners to just lose so bad. But I honestly think this could actually come down to be a really close game. And you know why? I think the guy is Christian McCaffrey. We've talked about him. He could be a possible MVP guy. He's at running backs. I know running backs don't win MVP that much, but this guy could go out there and win an MVP. He's running the ball like crazy. He's catching the ball out of the air like crazy.
I don't care. The 49ers have the number 1 run defense in the National Football League. What more do you need to know? We are going to shut him down.
Okay, what running? Tell me what good running back you played so far this year.
Plenty.
Plenty? Who?
Plenty. All right, week 1, not so good in Tampa. Okay, week 2, we had Joe Mixon, who was
He's been horrible this year.
he's got a bad O-line.
He's been horrible this
He's
year.
got a bad O-line. Okay, James Conner, great running back, great offensive line.
He has
Nick
been
Chubb,
subpar. This
great running back. I mean, how about Darrell Henderson? And who's the other guy there? Huh? Malcolm Brown? Come on. Don't hate on your own guys now.
I know, but they
And
aren't
Adrian
great running
Peterson.
backs.
Okay, sure, McCaffrey's the first top, 5 running back we're playing this year, but still, our run defense shuts you down.
Okay, we'll see on Sunday. I think it's gonna be a really good game, and I hope you can go and experience that. Have you been to a game yet this year?
Not this year
Yeah,
yet.
it's fun.
Of course, it's fun when you actually win.
Yeah,
You want to know what that's like, huh?
I do know what that's like.
I don't
I've been to
think so.
games at Levi's where the
Oh,
Rams have
Lord.
won the last couple of years.
Okay,
You know?
that was last year, right?
Yeah, all right. No worries. Next game, Browns
No doubt.
Patriots. Your pick to go to the Super Bowl, the Browns, are facing
All right,
off against the
all
best
right.
team in the AFC.
All right. The Browns had a few flukes here and there. Their offensive line is just absolutely horrendous.
Yeah.
And Freddie Kitchens cannot get that offensive going. I did not plan on that.
Mm.
I'm going to take that Browns Super Bowl pick out. I'm putting Niners, Patriots Super Bowl pick right there. And I think that's fair.
Mhm.
Okay, halfway through the season. Start of the season, we don't really know what we're going to see yet. I was really thinking the Browns were actually going to come together. Clearly they haven't. And it doesn't look like they will, with the Ravens taking over that division.
Yeah, I mean, Baker Mayfield has done nothing but fail everybody. The Browns have done nothing but fail everybody. People were picking them to win the freaking Super Bowl, man. I'm not even throwing shade at you, but people legitimately thought they were going to be good. And I thought they were going to be good too, but I didn't think they were going to be that great. And they're just showing that they just don't have it figured out yet. Maybe next year, but this year's going on and they're not going to do good this
I'm
year.
happy my Niners didn't spend that much on for OBJ though.
Mhm.
I mean that was a big price they paid. And
Yeah.
I'm glad that we didn't. I'm glad we got my boy Nick Bosa. Now we just got Sanders. We're filling. Everybody's getting a little piece of the pie, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, let's have a handshake, huh? Me, you, Baker Mayfield, and Richard Sherman. Just make sure everyone gets on camera, okay? Yeah, right there, on
Yep.
camera. Okay, don't want anybody mad. All right, come on, Sherman, Jesus Christ! All right, oh Lord.
Anyways, we're moving on to the next game. Raiders and Texans, man. I feel like this game could be a game if the Raiders just pull out of their ass and win this game. But the Texans, I feel like, are just too good.
Yeah, the Texans, they did lose to the Colts last week. The Raiders show that they can win games. I mean, they beat the Colts, right?
Yeah, they beat
I mean,
the
you want to
Colts.
use
The
that old
Colts just beat
substitution
the
process.
Texans.
Like we said, this ain't math class. You
Mhm.
can't do that around here. And this is in Houston. Texans should be furious after losing that game, quite
Yeah.
frankly. And we should see 20-point win right here, if I'm being frank.
No Will Fuller, but, I mean, they got DeAndre Hopkins. They got a guy in Kenny Stills who can fill that spot easy. I mean, get Carlos Hyde going. Deshaun Watson, he's great with his legs. I just don't see the Raiders going in and win this game, especially with how they looked last week when they went into the frozen tundra and got obliterated by the Packers.
Oh, Lord.
Anyways, speaking of the frozen tundra Packers, the Green Bay Packers are going into Arrowhead against the Chiefs, who most likely won't have Patrick Mahomes. I want to talk to you about this. He got hurt. He dislocated his kneecap. They said it was the best scenario possible. He practiced today. He literally practiced today. And there's thoughts he could play.
The guy is an unbelievable specimen.
I
He's
don't
like
get it,
Saquon.
but it's not smart that if he's play this week, it's not smart.
Yeah, give
He
it a break.
dislocated his kneecap. You literally saw him on TV get his kneecap popped into place.
That was interesting. Right there. No emotion on the face at
Yeah.
all. It's just like, whoop. Yeah. But I mean, the thing is, I still feel like the Chiefs are going to win this game.
Even with Matt
Right.
Moore, huh?
Matty Moore has proven to be a solid quarterback in this league. I think reminds me of Nick Mullins, just a solid backup. By the way, if you want Nick Mullins, you're going to need a second rounder. Just PSA right there. But anyways, I still see him win this game. They got Tyreek back, okay? The run game is proven to be pretty strong, all right? And if the defense can just play as they have been as of late,
Mhm.
I expect them to possibly win this game.
See, this is another game that we're both differing on. I got the Packers, you got the Chiefs. I think the big thing in this game is Aaron Rodgers and how he can play. I'm not sure if Devontae Adams is playing, but you got that guy Marvell Scanling. I don't even know how to say
Marquez Valdez.
Yeah, I don't
call him MBS. Huh?
I don't even know how to say his name, but he looks good. Aaron Rodgers looked great last week. 5 touchdowns in the air, 1 on the ground. Discount double check. The man looks great. But, the Packers defense is so hit or miss. But I think this game is kind of going to be a hit or miss defense game. I think it's going to be an offense game. It's going to be a shootout. I think both these teams are going to go back and forth, but I think the Packers come out and they win this game.
And if this game was in Lambeau, I'm going to give it to the Packers. But Arrowhead, like we both agree, it's a different atmosphere over there. So.
It is a different atmosphere, but if you think about it, they lost their last 2 games at Arrowhead. If you just think about it for a little bit. But anyways, we're moving on to this next game. The Monday Night Football game. It's the Minkah Fitzpatrick revenge game against his Dolphins.
Oh, boy.
It's not going to be a good game at all. The Steelers are going to blow out the Dolphins. I mean, you got the Dolphins going into the Steelers. Steelers are 14-point favorites. It's in Pittsburgh. I don't really see much else happening besides the Steelers going out and blowing this game out.
Yeah, that's what should happen. Steelers should be cruising. What's their record now? I believe they're
2-4.
2-4. So they'll be close to 500 after they win this game.
Mm-hmm.
Ravens are 5-2 though.
Yeah.
They got their bye week this week, so I mean it's possible that they can make a run for the division. They're going to need Rudolph. That's what it's going to come down to.
Mm-hmm.
Can Rudolph turn this offense
be healthy
into a
and he'll be
juggernaut?
playing this game.
I love the Steelers defense.
Mm-hmm.
On paper, unbelievable. Watching them, even more unbelievable.
Yeah.
This defense is capable of taking this team to the playoffs. It's just can Mason Rudolph start really filling that role that Big Ben had in the Steelers offense.
I mean, you look back to that game against the Niners where they forced 9 turnovers, but then the offense couldn't do anything. They've continued gotten better since that game. And although they didn't win that game, they're starting to piece some things together and put things out there where they can go win games. Mason Rudolph's looked better. He's continued to look better. He might not be great. He might not be what Big Ben has been for that franchise, but the Steelers are going to go out there, and they're going to win this game with ease.
That's what we should see.
Yeah, so that's enough said for Week 8. After this week, we're almost pretty much halfway done with this NFL season. It's been so exciting so far. It's been fun doing this. We're glad you guys are tuning in.
Getting this podcast off the ground, we're doing it right here. Our final part in this podcast is going to be our playoff bracket predictions midway through the season. So how about we get going with them, huh?
Yeah, I'm down.
All right. Let's take a look at the standings, see what we got going here. All right, we'll start off with the AFC, huh? Patriots
win that one easy.
Patriots win the division. Then we'll do division winners, and then we'll go into the wild cards, okay? AFC West, we got the Chiefs at 5-2. Then the Raiders come in 3-3. Broncos, Chargers that don't look to be in it at all. Yeah, Chiefs, not
easy.
Even easy.
Easy.
We have Ravens at 5-2, Browns at 2-4, Steelers at 2-4. Auntie Darcy's Bengals don't stand a chance.
The Bengals are going to win I'm kidding. The Ravens win that division easy. I don't think anyone tests them.
Yeah, not even close so far. Here's where things start getting juicy. The Colts 4-2, Texans 4-3,
and don't forget about Minshew Mania
and Tannehill. Okay, yeah. Tannehill. Can we make a nickname for Tannehill? I think he could take this team possibly in a playoff run.
No, I don't know about that.
I'm just saying, Tannehill.
I know.
Okay, it's possible. This is a solid division. Who do I see win the division? I'm going to say the Houston Texans. I get it. They just lost to the Colts. Mm-hmm. I just really think this offense, if they can get everything clicking at the right time, Deshaun Watson can finally lead this team to an AFC South division title.
I think the Texans can do it. I mean, they got that guy, Deshaun Watson. He's amazing. He can run. He can pass. That offense can get things going. I mean, they got one of the best receivers in the league in Hopkins. I think they can figure that out. I think this is going to be really fun to watch how it comes down to it. The Colts and the Texans coming down to the final, to the end of the season, but I see the Texans pulling this one out. And we get into the wild card. So we both agree on the Texans. You get into the wild card, I think whoever gets second place into this division will snag a wild card spot. So I'm thinking if it's the Colts that win the division, the Texans snag a wild card. If the Texans win it, the Colts snag a wild card.
And the Colts are playing solid ball right now. So I'm going to expect the Colts to get one of the positions in the wild card, and then I'm going to pick the Buffalo Bills.
The Buffalo Bills.
The second spot.
We touched on it last week. I I'm pulling it up right now, but talk about why you think the Bills.
Well, the Bills' defense, like I said, it reminds me of the Niners. It's obviously their defense is top 5 in the league, but their offense is so working out some kinks here and there. But that defense should be able to take them to the playoffs. 5-1, they get to play the Jets and Dolphins 4 times a year.
Yeah.
Enjoy that.
So listen to this. This game they got the Eagles, right? We both picked the Bills to win that game. Let's say they even lose that game, right? They got the Redskins, and then they got the Browns, and then they got the Dolphins, and then they got the Broncos, and they got the Cowboys, Ravens, Steelers.
Finally, a team.
And then they finish the season with the Jets. So they have a possibility. Let's say they lose to the Eagles. So that puts them at 5-2. 6-2 against the Redskins. 7-2 Browns. 8-2 Dolphins. 9-2 Broncos. They lose to the Cowboys 9-3. Lose to the Ravens 9-4.
I think they could lose to the Steelers. I think they could lose to the Steelers.
Okay, even if they lose to the Steelers 9-5, and then lose to the Patriots 9-6, then they'll beat the Jets. They'll beat 10-6.
This is a 10-win.
A 10-6 team at the least.
So we're expecting them to make a playoff.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right,
Bills Mafia in the playoffs. I'd love to see that.
I'm finally happy we can agree on something in the
Let's
AFC.
go.
Maybe not so much in the NFC.
We probably will not agree.
All right. God bless us all. Here we go. NFC East. Tight division right here. Cowboys and Eagles 4-3, 3-4. Giants, Redskins don't look to be in it at all. Sorry, Denny Dimes. Okay. Sorry, Scary Terry McLaurin put in reverse. Okay, but I mean we're just talking facts here on a Fit Down podcast, aren't we? But with the way the Eagles have been playing up and down, Carson Wentz up and down, the defense up and down. I don't like to see that. I mean, the Cowboys haven't been.
They're up and down as well.
I mean, but the Cowboys showed that they can beat the Eagles, no problem. 27-point win, 37-10 last week. So I'm going to take the Cowboys as division winners. What do you think?
I'm going the Cowboys as well. We touched on how it's up and down, up and down. But when the Cowboys are up, they're amazing. When they're down, they haven't been horrible. When the Eagles are up, they're kind of up. But when they're down, they're horrible. And so it's just, with that being said, I think the Cowboys, the guys they have around them, that offense is too good. That offense is way better than the Eagles. I like the Cowboys defense better than the Eagles defense. The Eagles have no secondary. I think the Cowboys win this division. I think it's close now, but I don't think it'll be close at the end of the year.
It shouldn't be close. I mean, like I just said, if the Cowboys can continue to, when they play the Eagles next, if they beat the Eagles down like they just did, it should be a nice coast to the NFC East division title.
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh, boy. The old National Football Conference West. We get the 49ers, 6-0. 6-0.
Best division football.
6-0. Seahawks at 5-2. Oh, yeah, we're not even at these good old boys yet, are we, huh? We're not. God. Get them off the screen, my God. And then the Rams at 4-3. Oh, Lord. Man, the Cardinals are catching up on you. The Cardinals, 3-1. Dixon, I'm happy you speak on this first because I got a lot to say, like I said, quite frankly, again.
Let me look at this for a second. All right. Well, I have no idea how it's going to play out at the end of the year.
Just division winner right now. Just
division winner.
Yep.
If we're talking right now, I think if the Niners don't win the division, it'd be bad.
Who's your pick?
If we're going right now and how all the teams are playing, the Niners deserve to win this division.
Who is your prediction? I want straight up. Who is going to win the division? One word.
If we're talking
okay,
I know. Listen. Right before week 8, we're going into week 8. The Niners win the division right now.
Well, obviously they're 6-0.
I know, but I'm saying if we're talking about in terms of week 8 right now, at the end of the season, the Niners will be.
Who is your prediction to win the NFC West
in week 8? It's the Niners.
No, just right now. Yeah.
Yes, the Niners right now.
I just want to hear it.
I said the 49ers will win the NFC West.
Oh, my goodness.
How many times do you have to hear me say it?
I think he just hates to say it. I like to hear you say it. Sorry. But the NFC North. Packers 6-1. Vikings 5-2. Bears 3-3. Lions 2-3-1. Solid division as well. Similar standings to
I
NFC
think the
West.
bottom two drop off.
Yeah, I think they could. We didn't think the Bears were going to do that. We really didn't. But if that offense can't get going, if Uncle Nagy can't start running the ball and passing the ball at an efficient rate, they're not going to be able to do anything.
I have the Packers. Aaron Rodgers looks too good right now, man.
We never thought we'd see that.
He looks great. Aaron Rodgers looks great right now.
I know. We never thought that we'd actually see Rodgers come to this level again without Davante Adams, his go-to guy.
He's looked better without him.
I hate to say that, but he has. And Devontae was my favorite fantasy receiver coming into the season.
Yeah.
And damn, has Rodgers proved us wrong that he doesn't need Devontae Adams to throw for 5 touchdowns. Very impressive. But my pick to win this division is the Minnesota Vikings. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Both sides of the ball, dominant, absolutely dominant.
Mm-hmm.
Secondary,
Mm-hmm.
linebacking core, defensive line,
Mm-hmm.
all 3 phases.
Mm-hmm.
Similar to the Packers, but I just think that Kirk Cousins is going to be able to get going. I trust Kirk.
Yeah.
I think the Vikings defense is better than the Packers when it comes down to it. Very close.
Mm-hmm.
And I also think the Vikings receivers are better than the Packers.
I think the Vikings could go out there and possibly win a wild card. I think the biggest thing that it comes down to for me, I just don't trust Kirk Cousins. I've touched on it how much I don't really like him, but I just don't trust him. I know he's had good weeks in the past couple weeks. But if he can prove me wrong and keep doing better, go out there and prove me wrong, Kirk Cousins. But I think the Packers win the North.
I think the Packers, they're going to get my wild card spot in the 5th seed. That's what I'm going to give right now as a week 8. But I'm going to give the Vikings the division. And it's going to be close.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact is, the Niners are playing the Packers. So I just got to feel bad for the Packers that maybe the Vikings will have them by 1 game. I don't know. Just saying. But, right now, very tight race in the old NFC North. Now we get to the NFC South. All right, we got 2 contenders and 2 just trash teams in the Buccaneers and Falcons.
I don't see any other
Saints
contenders.
6-1, Panthers 4-2. After the Panthers lose this week, they'll be 4-3. So it won't be really much of a race. I think the Panthers have a shot at the wild card. I really do. But just with the way that the NFC West is working out, I'm not seeing the Panthers really get in a playoff spot this year. I hate to say it. Sorry, Carolina. Keep pounding, but just not in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So Saints ride to an NFC South championship. And my 6th wild card spot.
You're going to go with the Seahawks, aren't you?
Dixon, you know me too well. But you know who I'm going to go with? I don't like to say it, but I'm going to go with the Rams as a 6th
Let's
spot.
go!
I give you facts
It's
here.
going to happen.
I give you facts here.
It's going to happen, baby. The Rams are going to go back to the playoffs. We're going back to the playoffs.
Get out of here. My God. Oh, my Lord. How about Jimmy Garoppolo here in the Fit Down podcast? I mean, come on. But seriously. Just from my...
We're going back to the Super Bowl.
Okay. Would you get this shit out of here? My God. Okay. But from my Fit Down perspective on this podcast, I'm going to give you an honest take. Okay. The Rams, not themselves in the first, 7 weeks of the season. We finally saw them play a solid game. Week 8 against week 7 against the Bengals. Excuse me, but I'm really seeing the Rams nag a playoff spot. They're not going to beat my Niners, but I think that they can finish out the season strong. That maybe they'll get the 6th spot.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean,
it's going to be about can they beat the Seahawks and when they play it again? Can they do it?
The biggest thing for me, I think the Rams will get that spot too. And it's not just my bias getting in the way, but I think they really will. I think last game, we talked about it. They looked better. They didn't look their best, but they looked better. I think if they can build off of that, this week build on against the Bengals, go into the bye week building, continuing to get better. Jared Goff looked better. He was completing his passes. He still missed guys that were wide open. He's got to get a little bit better at that. But here's the thing. The defense looked good. If the defense can keep playing great and getting good field position for the offense, I think they're going to be able to at least scratch their way into the playoffs.
Okay.
I don't think they'll be scratching their way in the playoffs, but if Jared Goff continues to play subpar, that defense continues to play well like they did last week and continue to build off that, the Rams will scratch their way into the playoffs.
Like I said, I hate to say it, but I really do see it happening. The Seahawks, they have their weaknesses. They just lost to the Ravens.
Yeah.
Team who's already had 2 losses this season. So they definitely have their weak spots. They barely nabbed out the Rams. Zerlin missing that kick to lose the game. But yeah, it'll be a tight race. We've loved what we've seen from the National Football League so far. We are pumped to watch the second
9
half
more
of the
weeks,
season.
baby. Let's go.
9 more weeks until my Niners get the first
I love
round bye.
football.
Of course.
We love football here on the Fifth Down Podcast.
But here's one thing: we want to appreciate everybody who's been on this journey with us. We're continuing to grow. We're getting bigger and better.
We're
each
getting
week.
way
All right.
bigger and way better.
We're learning how to do this. All right, I don't really have much to learn. Dixon does when it comes to predictions. Honestly, you just pick the Niners to win every single week, and you'll succeed.
All right,
It's
we'll
as
see
simple
next
as that.
weekend. But
Of course.
anyways, we appreciate you guys. We had the most viewers on a live stream we've ever had. We have all these comments right there. We love it. We have the most subscribers we've ever had. The most views we've ever had. We just love to see it. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching.
Final
We love
PSA:
you
we're
guys.
getting one dislike every single video.
We don't have it yet.
No, it just doesn't show dislikes here. We do have it. I did check on my laptop.
Oh boy.
This is come on. All right, they hate us because they ain't us,
They
right?
hate us because they ain't us. Exactly.
and come talk to me about it, and maybe I'll start. If your team's the Bengals, of course. I know and the Bengals are predicting to go on 16, but maybe I'll give them one win here. You're here or there. Okay.
The fifth down does not appreciate hate. Okay. The fifth down appreciates love.
Oh, Lord.
And we love the people who love us.
All right, we got to get out of here. Okay?
We got to get out
What a
of here.
busy week in the National Football League. We're ready to get it going. Emmanuel Sanders going to take the top off of defenses in the National Football League. Cannot wait to see it. Let's go, baby. Final thoughts.
We're just ready for another week of football. We're excited for it. It's going to be a fun week. We only got 3 differences in our picks this week, but it'll be a fun week to look at it and have some fun with it.
Yeah.
All right. Horns up, baby. Thank you guys for listening and watching.
All right, Niner faithful, baby. Bang, bang, Niner gang. Let's go.
See you next year.
See you next year. We out. Jesus Christ. All right, we're growing. All right.